Welcome back to the shop, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. I had a real busy day doing the car stuff, and now we get to do some fun stuff. We get to do some old GAT, some firearm related stuff. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the show. So I've got something different. A friend of mine came down yesterday. He said, Chris Hall 2915, you want to do a video on this gun that I've had forever? And he's told me about this rifle for years, and it just really never sunk in. And I said, sure. So he brought it over here to the shop. And one thing about being an FFL and also doing some stuff on YouTube, you get to see all kinds of obscure stuff. And I've seen some obscure stuff since I've been an FFL. Stuff I've never really, I don't know if it's that I can't remember it or it's just stuff that I've never heard of. But anyway, I've seen some of that stuff. In just the last few months, I've been an FFL. And anyway, when this longtime friend of mine came down, asked me if I would be interested in doing a video on his gun. Thanks, Timmy. We've been friends forever. And, you know, last night I was sitting on the couch. I was piled up watching TV, and it started clicking in my head, when did we become friends? And we've been friends so long, I honestly can't remember the first time we met and became friends. We've been friends. I'm 48 years old, and I can't remember my life before this certain friend, and I appreciate your friendship and being a great friend. And anyway, he loaned me his gun. He actually brought me some ammo too, but I talked to him today, and he said, go ahead, Chris, shoot this gun. And then maybe about the end of my work day, it started raining. It's still raining, and I'm not gonna get this treasure out in the weather. There's a gnat flying around me right now, so sorry for waving. But I'm not going to get his gun out in the weather and start shooting it. But let's get started on talking about this gun. I'm going to give you a brief history on this gun per Wikipedia, because, to be honest, I don't know a ton about this cartridge. He knows a lot. He pretty much was telling me everything I've read today, what time I've had to do research. He was reading off, you know, this spec and that spec. So pretty impressive. He's had this gun for several years. And the gun we're talking about the Savage Model 99, chambered in 250 3000. Those of you who have never heard of this cartridge, you're probably going to be in the same boat that I am right now. Well, was in yesterday. You're like, what is that? Just to give you a brief history on what this gun is, this caliper, this cartridge. So back in 1915, a guy named Charles Newton designed the 250 3000 cartridge to fit the Savage 99 model lever action rifle. And this was the first commercially sold firearm to break the 3,000 feet per second mark. This round, stick around till later on in the video. I'm going to show you some better pics of this gun in the video. I want to show you some info that I found on this gun, and I'm going to display that on the video. So stick around for a few seconds. And what this gun is, it's a 25 caliber bullet. It's basically a 30-06 shell cut down and bottlenecked down to fit a 25 caliber bullet projectile. And I think, bear with me, I've got to read up on this. I think when this was first developed, this Charles Newton said, hey, you know, shoot a 87 grain bullet in this gun and you'll reach 2,800 feet per second. Savage got a hold of it and they said, wait a minute, we could shoot a we can shoot this and a whole lot faster, and we'll call it the Savage 250 3000, hence the 3000 at the end of the namesake. And this rifle right here, like I said, I'm going to show some close-ups of this gun in this video. My friend bought this years ago off of a gentleman he knowed. The gentleman passed away, and he bought it off one of the family members. I looked this gun up yesterday, and from the best of my knowledge, when I looked this gun up, this gun came back a 1953 model. It's in pristine condition. It's a beautiful example of a 1950s model, very obscure cartridge in the 250 3000. I mean, this gun is absolutely gorgeous. And what to me is what really tripped me out on this firearm is this gun has a rotating magazine built on the inside of it. This gun has already been safety checked. Let me pull this back. So most of you guys are aware of the Marlin 336, the Winchester 94s, Winchester 92s, etc. You know, all those guns are lever action. This gun is also a lever action, but it's a hammerless. It's an external hammerless lever action rifle. And if you've never seen anything like this, it's just about mind blowing just to see something like this on what is going on. Everything you see, all the performance in this gun is inside this gun. Like, you don't see the hammer fall when you pull the trigger. You don't see none of that. It's all self-contained. And like I said, it's hammerless. I'm going to show some close-up pics. It's a hammerless firearm. And what's really cool about it is right here on the side of the receiver, this gun actually has a shell counter. That's right. So back in 1953, you don't even see that much today. But back in 1953, Savage, the 250 3000, they included, see this little hole right here? That's got some digits in there. This baby's even got a shell counter. And like I said, this gun, when it was first put in production, first rifle ever, first gun ever in the U.S. I don't know about any other countries. I didn't go that deep into my research, but this was the first rifle that broke the 3,000 feet per second mark. And like I said, it's a 25 caliber bullet projectile, cut down, neck down, 30-06 cartridge. And heck, it was invented in 1915. I mean, you can still get ammo for this. You're not going to buy damn ammo at Walmart. My friend, he's actually got several rounds. He encouraged me to shoot this with what ammo he brought and loaned to me. And I called him today, and he said shoot the far out of it. But it's just, like I said, the weather. The weather isn't permitting it, because heaven forbid this thing, maybe flash rust on me or something like that for being out in the dampness outside. It's monsoon season here in Southwest Virginia. But I just, maybe another day, bright sunny day, I'll get out and shoot this rascal. Real fast shooter. And one thing about this round, the 250 3000 Savage, from what I've read, this is pretty much the precursor to your 22 250. All you guys out there that's a big fan of the 22 250 round for coyote busting, squirrel hunting, all that stuff, you know how fast those 22 250 rounds are. This is the grandfather of it. This is what they, when they done away with this, in development, they figured out, hey, we can slow her down just a little bit. We can modernize this. and we'll call her the 22-250. A little bit smaller bullet, but 22-250, very fast round. I know here in the Southwest Virginia portion, a lot of coyote hunters, a lot of groundhog varmint snipers. They love their 22-250, and which I do too. Very hot round for just a small projectile. It means you can shoot to the other side of the moon and it'll be there before anybody even knows it. So very fast round. But this is it. Like I said, I'm going to add some close-up pics of this gun in this video. Thank you, Timmy, for loaning me this. He's going to. One thing about being an FFL, doing YouTube, I've had several different people with their hand up wanting to bring me stuff, wanting me to, asking me to do videos on it. I plan on doing that. I've got a list of stuff. My friend Timmy here, he's got several firearms, the obscure type stuff, the stuff you don't go to your Bass Pro or your Academy of Sports and see anymore. That's the stuff I love. Don't get me wrong, I really like this modern stuff, but this old stuff, it's badass. These guns, they was built like tanks, and pretty awesome. This right here, this one just blows my mind because I'd never even heard of this. This was but anyway, I've got a list of firearms that's at my disposal that people's offer to lend me to shoot videos on, and thank you for all you guys for offering that. And I'm gonna take you up on all that stuff. Just make sure you send some ammo with it. Just kidding, but not. But this right here, this is, it was like neck and neck with the 257 Roberts. I think I actually did a unboxing video on a 257 Roberts rifle here maybe a couple months ago. A customer had bought and chose me for his FFL. But back in the day, this 250-3000 cartridge, it was kind of like, strong competitors. One was trying to do whatever the other one could, but better. With the 250-3000 and the 257 Roberts. 257 Roberts, didn't have that much knowledge on that firearm when it first came in, but I've done some looking on it, some research. Very hot round for such a small projectile. It's going to throw the hell out of that lead. I mean, it's moving fast. Just like this 250-3000. I mean, you figure back in 1915, they're taking a 25 caliber projectile and they're launching this baby at 3,000 feet per second. Remarkable. Now it's kind of it's unheard of. I mean, it does happen in some of these obscure modern rounds, but they was doing this crap back in 1915 thanks to Mr. Charles Newton. So thank you, Savage. You've you made a contribution to the good old world with a real hot shooting rifle, hot shooting round. Too bad it's raining. Like I said, don't want this thing to rust. And thanks for watching, everybody.